So today we're going to look at the creation and grading of a Google Forms quiz that has multiple question formats. So I was going to show you real quick a quiz that I made that has various formats. Before I show you the actual questions of the quiz, I want to show you again real quick how to go up to Google Forms and make sure that you have a quiz. You click on the settings gear at the top. And then you can review all the settings, but I go over to quizzes and I make it a quiz. And because I am going to be doing a short answer quiz today, there's several questions that are short answer quizzes. I'm going to collect or release the grades later after I manually review them. For multiple choice quizzes or true, false, those kinds of things, you can usually do it immediately after submission, but I'm going to manually review some questions. And I think that it's important to note that this still saves time when you are manually reviewing questions. And I'm going to show you how quickly you can manually review questions, and you don't even have to know who it is that you're grading to be able to grade, to give the points or not give the points for the question. So, and then at the bottom, they have missed questions, correct answers, and point values. I'm going to take off point values so the students would not be able to see what the point values were, but they could see correct answers and missed questions. And then I'm going to hit save. So this is the quiz that I drafted up. I just called it multiple format quiz. When you click on it, just to refresh, if I've turned it into a quiz, I have an answer key here. So people's names are not worth any points. I have what is your quest, which no one reasonably would know what the quest was unless it was me. But I put the correct answers on there to be the best to eat food. What's your favorite color? To me, it's obviously green. I know that's not other people's favorite colors, but since this quiz is just for fun, I put it on there anyway. Why do you feel like Google Forms assessments are cool? Where do you live? What kind of flower is this? And what is 7 plus 6? And I want to show you what kind of flower is this and real quick, and what is 7.6, because the answer key is interesting for these. When you have a question like this that's short answer and you know what the answer is, you can type them in and you can say mark all other answers incorrect. So these are daffodils, and I'm actually going to put in a capital daffodil in case someone uses capital D when they put daffodil in. And then it marks all other answers incorrect. Down here, for 7 plus 6, you'll see the correct answer is 13. And I'm going to mark all other questions incorrect. All their answers incorrect, I'm sorry. And we're going to see what happens when we grade this assessment based on this criteria. So to grade a Google Forms assessment with short answers so that you can go in and manually respond to questions and provide feedback, you go over to your responses. Now, you can look at the summary of the class. You can look by question or by individual. If you look by individual, it's going to take a really long time. And it also puts some subjectivity back into your assessments. So, because you know whose quiz it is that you're grading at the time, which may or may not be a good thing. To do it the fastest way, the easiest way, is to go to question. And then then you can see the answers are right here. These are ungraded, but because this is what is your name, I'm not going to grade it. I'm going to go to question 2. Question 2 is what is your quest? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to look down here and I'm going to grade each one of these responses. Is your quest to be better than the rest? Sure. To find the rainbow connection? Awesome. Find the Holy Grail? Awesome. To become a teacher at Hogwarts? Oh, amazing. And to find my cat? And world peace. They're all super fantastic quests. So I'm going to give all of them the point that they need for this question, and I'm going to hit save. And it's given them that point. I go to the next question. What's your favorite color? This one's already responded. Either you get it, either you have it, or you don't. And it already has the point values over to the side. So you can see what those colors were. And then, why do you feel like Google Forms assessments are cool? This is one that does not have an answer key to it because I knew that I would need to be the one that grades this particular question on this assessment. So on this response, I'm going to mark that one correct. They're super quick and easy. They make reviewing the feedback a breeze. That's a great short answer. And I'll put on there, great short answer. I don't have to leave feedback for everybody, but I can leave it for that. Or I can leave it for everybody if I want to. So I don't know if I feel like they are or not. I'm not going to say that one's wrong, but I'm not going to say that it's right. I am going to give, instead of 5 points, I'm going to give 2 because it feels like an uninformed response. And then because they're different, again, I'm going to give it some partial credit, but not full credit. They're as cool as Tiffany's. That must be Holly Golightly. Totes. I don't know if that's totes or if it's totally or if it's, totes that you put stuff in. So I'm going to give that one 3 points. Still is a little subjective, but I'm just doing it because this particular quiz is pretty much ridiculous. It's just some questions I thought of as we went along. So let's go to question 5. Where do you live? New York? Sure. My favorite lily pad? Sure. Far away? Sure. Land of Nod? Sure. Clayton? Sure. USA? Okay. And then let's look at question 6. What kind of flower is this? Daffodil? So this has a question mark, but because I know that they know what it is, I'm going to give a check mark. Daffodils. Ooh, they put an S on it. I'm going to mark it correct because they put an S on it. My answer in the key did not have an S. I don't think it did. And so it did not count as correct when in fact I knew that it was correct. So I hit correct for that one. Yellow birds, no. Those scary ones in Alice in Wonderland, they don't know the name, but they know that they are in Alice in Wonderland. I might give them a little partial credit on that one. And pretty is an adjective, not what they are. I mean, they are pretty, but that's not what they're called. Buttercups, okay. And I'm going to save that. And then the last question, what is 7 plus 6? So I have 4 responses of that. 10 plus 3. 7 plus 6 is 13. 10 plus 3 is 13. Give it to them. So I'm going to give them that. And 13, the word 13. I didn't put that as a possible correct answer, but that is the correct answer, so I'm going to give them that credit too. So you can see that I've made some changes to the credit based on the answer choices. And so that's something that you can do. Even if you set point values, you can change point values as you go through and review if you need to. This is still a much, much faster system than trying to shuffle through a bunch of papers and manually grade. So when you go back, now let's go back and look at the individual scores. And, summary here. So here it is. So you see there's several of me on there because I did a lot of these. So you go back to your summary and you can see the actual scores. And so you go down here. And there are the scores for each person. It looks like this score was the highest, and then I can release the scores, and I can release them to everybody that took the assessment, or I can release them to certain people at a certain time. So it's really, really easy to do these kinds of quizzes. As far as finding the grades, at this point you would just do some division to get that score, but it still is way, way, way more simple than trying to shuffle a bunch of papers around, and it just takes a little bit of a habit forming in order to get you to do it, and do it really quickly, efficiently. But I think it's really, really a great practice for the kids to get to do, and it's also good to know that you don't have to limit yourself to multiple choice questions when you are trying to give assessments online. So I hope this was helpful.